Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Today, I'm providing an NFL draft preview. Definitely join us on Thursday night, April 29th for the NFL draft. We'll have plenty of coverage on BamaInsider.com. Remember to hit that thumbs up, like, and subscribe button. We appreciate you more than you know. Now, the NFL draft will be on Thursday night, April 29th, and it will run through Saturday, May 1st. Now, the opening night is at 7 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. We're going to look at Peter King's NFL mock draft. That's the latest mock draft that has been produced on Monday, April 26th. We're going to run through the top 10, look at the projected picks, and then look at other Alabama prospects within the first round. We're going to also talk about the total players that are projected from Alabama as a whole, and then we're going to provide some miscellaneous stats, run through some prop bets as we wrap up this video. So leading off, the number one pick by Peter King of Yahoo Sports is, I think that's the clear favorite, right? That's Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback from Clemson. I think that's a sure lock with Urban Meyer now being the head football coach at Jacksonville. How can you not take Trevor Lawrence? Now, the number two pick is also favored to be a quarterback, and that is Zach Wilson out of BYU going to the New York Jets. And then at number three, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. From Miami via Houston, it looks like Mac Jones could be going to the San Francisco 49ers. We'll talk about why that is interesting in just a second, other than the fact that he's a quarterback from Alabama going number three, right? You look at kind of the past quarterbacks from Alabama. Now, over the past couple of years, Alabama has been sending quarterbacks to the NFL draft within the first round, which is pretty remarkable in itself. Number four, the Atlanta Falcons, Kyle Pitts, a tight end going from Florida to Atlanta. I think that would be tremendous for the Falcons. You look at kind of the arsenal that they already have. I know there's been a little bit of smoke about Julio Jones potentially leaving, but come on, nobody's going to get rid of Julio Jones. Cincinnati with the number five pick, taking Jamar Chase out of LSU. And then at number six, the Miami Dolphins, and again, this is from Peter King of Yahoo Sports, from Philadelphia, taking Jaylen Waddle. Can you imagine Tua Tagovailoa now having Jaylen Waddle? Talk about a match made from Alabama going to Miami. I think everybody would dig it. I would love to see that connection. Number seven, the Detroit Lions taking Penei Sewell, the tackle out of Oregon. And then number eight, the Carolina Panthers, Justin Fields from Ohio State going to the Panthers. I think that would obviously be very interesting indeed. Now, we're just talking about Peter King's mock draft. That was released on Monday, April 26th. With the number 9 pick, the Denver Broncos, Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. I know some people have had Trey Lance going at number 3, but if you look to the odds, and we'll talk about that in just a second, Mac Jones is the heavy favorite at that number 3 spot. As we look to the number 10 spot, it'll be Patrick Surtain going to the Dallas Cowboys, at least in this latest mock draft. Love that pick. I think what Patrick Surtain brings to the table, when you kind of look to day one impact players, I think Patrick Surtain has to be one of the guys that you think you could plug in right away. This guy is built for the NFL. It's a tough position to play. Pops played in the league. The guy showed out at the Alabama Pro Day. Some ridiculous testing numbers. I really like Patrick Surtain, no matter where he goes. Other guys that could potentially be drafted in the first round, and this is from Peter King's mock draft. You have number 15, the New England Patriots selecting DeVonta Smith. Can you imagine DeVonta going up to New England? There's a couple guys from the New England Patriots that would love to see DeVonta Smith on their squad. And to everybody who continues to question DeVonta Smith's weight or size, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, Nick Saban already put that to bed. He said the football only weighs 12 ounces. So DeVonta Smith, he's been, I don't know why this young man continues to be disrespected throughout his career. Even, at the beginning of Alabama, even if after he caught the natty and kind of going through the years, and I get it, he was overshadowed by Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, but the production that he continued to put up at Alabama, just remarkable. Oh, also, don't forget, he's the Heisman Trophy winner, right? So completely, ridiculous that this young man doesn't get enough credit. But again, that's going to keep him hungry. Number 24, Peter King has the Pittsburgh Steelers taking Najee Harris. That would be the first running back taken off the board. I think along with Patrick Surtain in terms of be a day one impact player, I think Najee Harris, that similar fold. I mean, the guy is clearly built for Sundays. I think he's going to be Alabama's, the next big time back from Alabama, contributing at a high level, whatever program he goes to. I'd love to see him with the Steelers. That would be a great mix. The way that, Pittsburgh's been able to utilize their running backs in the past, I think Najee Harris is going to fit in just fine with wherever he goes. So much athleticism. It's really amazing. I'm going to miss watching him for Alabama. At number 31, Peter King has the Baltimore Ravens from Kansas City taking Landon Dickerson. Landon Dickerson is a guy who's kind of been a first-round tweener. I've seen a lot of drafts where, a lot of people have had him in the second round. But, man, can you imagine the first round? And Baltimore loves guys from Alabama. We'll talk about that in just a second. Landon Dickerson, everything that he provides from a leadership standpoint, his overall ability, very versatile lineman, played guard, played center at Alabama. I think when you look to Dickerson, the question marks are about his long-term health because he has been injury-plagued throughout the last, 5 years or whatever. But what he did last season at Alabama, truly remarkable. And then number 32, Peter King has the Buccaneers taking Christian Barmore, another player from Alabama, who's a redshirt sophomore. And I think you look at Christian Barmore and some of the past Alabama defensive tackles or defensive linemen that have gone from Alabama, they've been productive. And I think Christian Barmore, the thing with him, he's probably still a little bit raw, but he plays at such a, with such an angry motor. Really loves to get to the quarterback. Could he come back for another season to create more value? Probably. But, when you're a first or second round guy and you get that grade out, how can you not take it? So Christian Barmore there at number 32. So to recap, guys from Alabama going to the NFL, and this is again from Peter King's mock draft. Number 3, San Francisco taking Mac Jones. Number 6, Miami taking Jaylen Waddle. Number 10, Dallas taking Patrick Surtain. Number 15, New England taking DeVonta Smith. Number 24, the Steelers taking Najee Harris. Number 31, Baltimore Ravens taking Landon Dickerson. In number 32, the Buccaneers taking Christian Barmore. Now, that would mean 7 guys from Alabama would go in the first round of the NFL draft. Just remarkable what Nick Saban continues to do for the Crimson Tide in terms of on-the-field production and then when they leave, right? The players, why Alabama? That's why. It's remarkable. Alabama certainly helps build the NFL, or NFL is built by Bama. Now, a couple of interesting points. Remember where I said that it'd be interesting if the 49ers did take Mac Jones? Now, check this out. Did you know that under the Saban era, the 49ers have only drafted 3 players from Alabama? So you kind of look back to Reuben Foster, who was taken in the first round of 2017, but you have to go back to Quentin Dial back in 2013, who was taken in the 5th round, and then Glenn Coffey in 2009, who was taken in round 3, the number 74 overall pick. So the 49ers really haven't went to players from Alabama in the past. Okay, so check this out. Miscellaneous item about the NFL draft. The Philadelphia Eagles have never drafted a player from Alabama. You're like, hold on. Jalen Hurts is the projected quarterback for the Eagles. I know, but he was drafted from Oklahoma. We all know he's built by Bama, but still the fact remains Philadelphia has never drafted a player from Alabama under the Saban era. Now, which team has drafted the most players from Alabama under the Saban era? That goes to the Baltimore Ravens, who have drafted 7 players since Nick Saban has been at Alabama. Most recently, Anthony Averett in 2018, Bradley Bozeman, 2018, Marlon Humphrey back in 2017. The list goes on and on. The New England Patriots have also drafted 6 players from Alabama. You know that Bill Belichick and Nick Saban connection very tight. And the same with the Washington Rollskins, right? There was a time where Washington would draft a player from Alabama and then tweet out Rollskins. So maybe if they're looking for a mascot, it could be the Washington Crimson Tide, right? I know a lot of people have floated that out before. Okay, a couple odds from Vegas before we get out of this video, and this is basically just the NFL preview. Alabama quarterback Mac Jones is a minus 170. That's an implied probability of 63% to go number 3, followed by Justin Fields at plus 260 and Dakota State quarterback Trey Lance at plus 300. So, 63% to go to the 49ers at number 3. Truth be told, I follow the 49ers. I would love for the 49ers to pick up Mac Jones. Another draft prop to watch as we go forward in this first round is comparing Alabama wide receivers DeVonta Smith and Jaylen Waddle. Which wide receiver will be taken first? Station Casinos Sportsbook in Nevada has Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, opened as a favorite to be taken ahead of Waddle. But bettors quickly pounced on Waddle, who is now a minus 170, implied probability again of 63% favorite to be drafted ahead of DeVonta Smith. Maybe it doesn't matter. Still interesting that Alabama over the last 2 NFL drafts have sent a total of 4 players that are from the wide receiver position in the first round of the NFL draft. Hey, we want to hear from you inside the comment box. When you look at this particular mock draft, and we'll put all these names inside the comment box, who do you think is the biggest sleeper of these first round players that you think could make a day one impact for some NFL organization? Is it Mac Jones of the 49ers? Is it Jaylen Waddle? Is it a Christian Barmore? Is it Najee Harris? We want to hear from you inside the comment box. So again, the question for you inside the comment box, out of the players that will be drafted or potentially drafted in the first round from Alabama, who is your day one impact player in the NFL? Want to hear from you inside the comment box. Hey, hit the thumbs up button, like, subscribe. We appreciate you more than you know. Wanted to put out an NFL draft video before we get ready for the draft. Again, NFL draft will be Thursday night, April 29th. It'll run through May 1st, but the first round will be 7 p.m. on Thursday night. We'll catch you soon back at BamaInsider.com.